Get rid of the technology in your bedroom. That's right, I said it. Get rid of that tech out of your bedroom. Just get it out altogether. Welcome to part 2 of Sleep Deprivation is Self-Harm series. Today we're going to talk about how scrolling, that doom scrolling people do at night, having the TV, the cell phone, the laptop, all the tech in the bedroom is causing you to be sleep deprived. I recently saw a video by Katie Morton where she did a really great deep dive into some really unique ways of self-harm. It was called The 8 Unexpected Ways We Self-Harm and How to Stop. So Katie Morton went into some really good ways. She talked about how overworking could be self-harm. Some of us just think we're just supposed to work without any rest. And she quoted a really interesting study that showed that we're more highly productive and just really more effective at what work they were supposed to be doing when we get the rest that we need and require. Katie Morton also talked about not feeding ourselves the proper nutrition, also not taking the breaks that we're needing, and guilting ourselves into that. I thought she also went into a really another interesting topic about over-exercising ourselves. But one other thing I wanted to really bring into this is that sleep deprivation is self-harm. And one way that we can help eliminate that is by eliminating the tech in our bedroom and really having a cutoff for that technology every night. So one of the major issues with our modern technology that we have going on is the blue light. So the blue light actually endangers our mental health, our emotional health, and our physical health. The major way that we see the issues with our blue light having issues with us is it actually disrupts and decreases the amount of melatonin. So the blue light is actually kind of mimicking the sunlight a bit. And when it's bright and it's daytime, our melatonin levels are lower, as they should be, because this is when we should be out and about in the world, making our headway in the world, really being effective and productive in our day-to-day functions. So by keeping this blue light on at night, it's kind of almost doing a trickery system where it's tricking the body into thinking, okay, it's sunny out. It's daytime. Let's decrease that melatonin because this person has things to do with all this blue light around. So that's one of the major detriments. And we see the blue lights in our cell phones. So our smartphones have it. Our laptops have it. Our tablets have it. If you have a gaming console, they have it. All of our basically technology, televisions in the bedroom, they have this blue light that they're emitting, which is making it very hard for us to go to sleep at night, causing sleep deprivation. So one of the things we've been talking about is boundaries. So one of the things I highly recommend to my clients, have a cutoff time in your household for these devices, okay? So one of the quick tips I do for myself, everyone who knows me knows I love bath time. I love these magnesium aromatherapy baths to help me get to sleep at night. And I find that right after the bath, I really don't want to go on my phone. So just having a set off, that's a part of my power down hour. And I encourage my clients to do the same. If you're not a bath person, you could do a foot soak. If you're not a foot soak person, you could just massage yourself with some really great aromatherapy products, like things that contain lavender, neroli, rose. Another one of my newer favorite ones to get to sleep is vetiver. I'm really loving vetiver these days. But I really want to encourage you, number one, get the tech out the bedroom. And I know this is going to ruffle some people's feathers getting that out. So currently in my bedroom, I have no television. Okay, I charge my phone outside the bedroom. I don't bring in my laptop in there. I'm trying to make this really an oasis of sleep, refreshment, rejuvenation, relaxation by getting the tech out. And I'm telling my clients all the time, So one of the things you can do now, recently, they're making alarm clocks that do not emit that blue light. So you still say, well, I need an alarm clock to wake up in the morning. You can use alarm clocks. And that's a whole nother topic we'll probably go into at some point. I really recommend a gentle alarm clock. To be frightened awake is really bad for your health. It's really wear and tear on your adrenals. And these are the two glands that are on top of your kidneys. And that's a whole nother topic we'll go into at another time. But your adrenal system and your nervous system to be jarred awake in the middle of the night, or if you have to get up, 5, 6 in the morning, like a lot of us do. I highly, highly recommend that you do a gentle awakening. There's a lot of gentle alarm systems that are around to gently awaken you. Some of them even mimic the sunlight coming in. So they're kind of slightly, increasingly gets brighter and brighter so that you don't have that blue light at nighttime interrupting you. So definitely having that cutoff time. I highly recommend really that 1 hour when you're doing that power down hour should be your cutoff time for your technology. So have a place where you're going to charge your phone. It should be, close by, so if you can hear it. A lot of us, we don't have landlines anymore. We only have that cell phone. So if there is an emergency, we want the phone close enough so that we can hear it, but not so close that it's interfering, causing that blue light, also emitting a lot of radiation so that we can't sleep at night. You're also going to want to look at just setting this tone for the whole household. I have a teenager, so we're encouraging our teens. Okay, you put the phone down at a certain amount at hours before bed and leave it there. You're going to get some pushback from the teens, but you are going to have to set by example, okay, as far as the technology goes. So I definitely want you to have a cutoff time for the technology. I'm checking my notes here to see if there's anything else. And some of the other things you can replace the technology with. I had really recently somebody come on one of my Facebook posts, said, well, I like to read before I go to bed. What am I going to read on if I don't have my, my tablet or my phone? There are these things called books, magazines. There are these old-fashioned things that are on paper. They do not emit blue light. So you're not going to have that tech problem. Now, of course, you don't want to read any horror story. You don't want to read anything, just really a mystery, something that's just going to get you revved up. It should be calm, soft, relaxing reading that you are doing before bed. So one of the other things about tech before bed, a lot of people are doing what they call doom scrolling. And then they wonder why they can't go to sleep. So they're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And a lot of it is bad news. I can't take away the fact that there's a lot of things going on in the world right now that is actually bad news. So I'm not saying that you need to put your head in the sand. What I am saying is that before your bedtime, you should not be bombarding yourself with this bad news. I recently just did a live presentation with a group of professional women. And several of the women said after I shared that with them, on night 1, they started sleeping better. They said, that nightly news on their television, that doom scrolling that they had been doing over and over, stopping, really just filling their brains with that. Not going to bed on bad news. Replacing that, you can replace that with various things. We talked about reading something calm, spiritually uplifting, happy. I would even say something that's slightly boring that puts you to sleep. Those are great alternatives. Having your meditations during that time is also another great meditation. Doing your deep breathing exercises is another great way to really find yourself increasing with oxygenation for better mental health, better emotional health, and be able to get to sleep and relieve stress a lot easier. So I'll say it again. Definitely, sleep deprivation is self-harm. Part two today, we're talking about you need to get that tech out of your bedroom, have a cutoff time for the technology that you're using. And when you are using it at nighttime, definitely don't be doing any doom scrolling or watching that nightly news. Now, if there's some emergency going on in an area around you that you need to know about, definitely check into that. I don't want you just having your head in the sand. But once again, something that occurs occasionally versus something every night. We don't want day after day, night after night, week after week, month after month, even year after year of doom scrolling, watching bad news every single night. And then we wonder why we are filled with stress, we are filled with anxiety, and basically why we can't sleep. These certain technologies are even, there's been some studies and research to show that you can have an increase in nightmares and night terrors, which is very understandable. If we're watching the latest, most horrific things, and let's be real, that's what the news is showing us every night. Some of the most horrible things that have happened. And really being able to deal with all of these really horrible things are, we talked about our memory consolidation that's going on. We don't want that to be the last thing that we heard before we try and go to sleep at night. So now we're having night terrors, nightmares. Definitely is something you want to do. Get the tech out your bedroom completely. You can look at some of the different arrangements of alarm clocks that are out here on the market that don't have that blue lighting. That blue lighting decreases your melatonin, and that's a much needed. The melatonin is the major hormone that we need to get to sleep every night. It's not only a sleep hormone, it's a healing hormone. So our ultimate healing, we talked about this before, that occurs between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is highly dependent on the melatonin. Our emotional, mental, and physical healing really is dependent on the melatonin. And we don't want to be decreasing that with our blue lighting. So that's what we have going on today here at Sleep Well RX. I'm Robin Scott, your sleep health coach, the sleep healer. I have some great free resources for you. Check down below a bunch of other social media I'm on as well. I have a free sleep kit with amazing tips to help you get the sleep that you need, require, and the sleep that you deserve so that you can wake up more productive, wake up more energized and refreshed to take on your day. So check out our free resource down there below, and I'll catch you next time on part 3, where sleep deprivation is definitely self-harm and what you can do to stop it.